First swim out, which is the car park swim, which is next to the pool and the bins. This can be quite a productive swim, this one. You've got a little cut out there, you can put a little stalking rod in or that. Let's have a look and then we'll have a quick walk round. There's a bit of weed. I've got my glass in front. And see how clear it is. You've got the island and that. One island, there's two more down there. I'll walk round this way. Thought I lost my keys then. Troubles with this one is when it floods up to that second rail. This bit does anyway. Right up to here it goes. So it gets deep. This side anyway, the other side's usually alright. Yeah, you can have day tickets down here as well as a season ticket. It's always handy if you're planning on fishing here a few times during the year. And that saves some money. Here's the first swim 1. I think they call it. They haven't really got any names. There's a few around the other side that have. But I've been fishing this swim quite regularly. Found it easy if you wade out, because you can cast down there a bit. You've got quite a bit of open water in front of you though. It's always a good sign. And it's nice and quiet. Another swim. So if there's two of you, it's not a bad size because you can put up quite close together. This one's more of a stalking swim. It's sort of overgrown now, but you can still get a couple of rods out there towards the island if you wanted. It's the same with the next one. You see we're all auto fenced in here. And that. There's the other swim. A bit more overgrown that one, but still get a rod out in the shallow, in the margins rather. I say shallows, it's still about 6 foot in the edge. So yeah, this is where I was thinking of coming, but it all depends if we see anything when we're walking round. This is the point swim. Still a bit muddy. But you've got nice access to the island. And I don't know what that was. Something big. But you've got access to the island and that island. And there's a bar that goes in between them that's quite shallow. And the wind is blowing down this end, so we might see something down this end. Just keep walking round. Couple more swims down this end. Oh, swap hands. It's been here quite a while, this lake, but not a lot of people know about it. A few people, when they say about Sibsons, they always ask where it is and that. We're not that far from Bluebells, really. It's literally down the road. Another swim here, which gives you access to this side of the island, as well as there's a shallow plateau out there that juts out to where, near where those geese are down, comes out. So, you know, when it is hot, like we've had the last couple of weeks, it's always a good spot to come and try another swim. So some of them are quite close together, so if you're social and a couple of friends and that, you can always do that. Yeah. You must see some of the flowers coming out. There's a change. More of a natural lake, this one, rather than a manicured one. Another swim here. Needs a bit of work done on it, I think, though. Really. But it's very wet down this end and soft underfoot. A nice little stalking peggy. I always said this one would be good for tench, especially on that weed line and that. And your farmer's field there, which ain't too bad. And just the other side of this fence line, you've got Ning Valley Railway, so it mainly runs on the weekend, so nice and quiet. And again, all the geese up ahead. There's a couple of little stalking spots along here. There's one there. You won't look at it, but you can get down in there and flick one out in the margin. They do get in under these trees here. So it's always a good shout. And all the geese up ahead. Don't know if the camera can pick that up as I'm walking along. There's another little stalking swim. Another one, if you fight your way through and just clear a path, see? It is quite fishable really for a little stalking rod. I know a lot of people saying, oh, you can't fish that because it's branching out, branching in the way. Just move them. Don't have to break them, and just move them out of the way. And this is the first bivvy up swim. You can see the water's still a bit higher. And obviously that flat bit where the mud is, where the muddy water, that's where you normally bivvy up. But this gives you access to this side of the island, and that little plateau out there. There's all those geese and ducks. It looks like it's going to chuck it down in a minute. As a matter of fact, I can already feel it starting to rain. So, bit problematic this, so it's more of a slope for your bivvy and that, but you can get the small ones in. Another little one, access to that end of this island, and that bar opposite the point swim there. So it's not all bad, it's all good. Scaring all the ducks. Hey, another little one. This does give you a bay in the island. It's the only access point to that little bay there, just over the weeds, into that island bit where them coots are now. Yeah. So can't really get to access to that bit from anywhere else. Yeah. Another swim where the water's up high still. The edge of those reeds is where the water ends. Well, the bank ends really. You'd bivvy up there in that puddle, but this gives you access to that corner of that island, which is usually a good spot. Usually. Everyone else seems to catch off it but me. That's why I say usually. That's always the way though, isn't it? And you've got a big swim. And some people call this the beach swim, but some people call it the party swim, because you can have 3 of you pitched up in this one. So, gives you access to all this open water. I mean, if you're a long range cast, you can cast over to them trees over there, which is just about 100 yards away, or just over. So, with all this, you've got a steepish bank, and the railway line behind it, the station, the Irwell station. And it's got this one here, which gives you access to this island. It's a bit muddy at the minute, but you got all that. And I just scared something down there. All that clear water. That was a fish. That was coots. Being scared by said fish. And you got Summer Bay, because they do like to get around here when it's sunny. Gets the most sun this time of year, this bay. You got a nice flat spot up here by that tree there to pitch your bivvy up as well, so it's not too far from the car park really. There we are. You can actually see the island now. Where when it flooded you couldn't even see the bottom of that island because it was all underwater by about 2-3 foot. Yeah, and it's definitely raining now as well. So I'll get back round here to the car. I'm going to have a sit down and decide where to go. Might sit down, have a drink, something to eat, and then have another walk round. So you've got a couple of little swims here, but not many people fish them. Because obviously they're all not manicured. Like a lot of people like their fishing now on manicured banks. You know, platform swims and that. This is, if that's what you want, then that's all good. And it does look nice. But that's not what you get here. Grass gets cut once or twice a year, and the rest of it's left to its own devices, which is always good in my eyes, more natural. I'm back at the car park swim. This is a what? We're on Wednesday, and there's no one here, only me. It'll be like that till Friday or Saturday morning. Let's have another look out here, see if we can't. It's always a good place to stand for a little while. You've got a big bay there, biggish, all that water. And you've got a walk around there. Right, I'm going to go back to the car and that, and I'll catch up with you guys later.